Netflix with another superhero. Do we need another superhero? We got one from Netflix. Now it's not at Marvel. It's not at DC. Jupiter Legacy. I had no idea. I never hear about these comics. Small comics. A lot of people interesting. The commercials were looking great. The trailers were amazing. And is it worth it? Is it worth it? Episode or another superhero? Is it worth it to binge it? Where's another great promises and just flop? Reviews are mixed. But the review of me, I give it a try. I'm Frankie D. You and your reviews. Don't give me a try and just subscribe. Give me a like if you can. Okay, Jupiter's Legacy. Jupiter's Legacy is another comics, small comics. That's what the key here, or the big streaming service are. It's just escaping from Marvel, escaping from DC, and getting the small comics and try to win the rights and make it alive. And Josh Duhamel is the main character. Really is the big character. You recognize most of the actor, but this is him. It's about a family of superheroes trying to deal with 90 years of superhero experience. And what it is, it's just, you're coming from when they start all over in 1929, when they started the story of Josh Duhamel when he was young, and his family, and the economic bump in the 20s and the 30s, and now when he's a superhero. So you are in the era of now, dealing with the family and the kids who had to deal with the struggle of being a superhero, and how they had not to kill the villain because it's a code. These superheroes have a code, and the code is not kill. Don't matter what it is, you never kill a villain because they are human beings. Whatever. That's the key. That's the code. And that's the father, Josh Duhamel, who always say you had to go by the code. But the code was good in the 30s and the 40s. No, now. It's a different life. And the teenagers are just trying to deal with the struggle. They just follow the rules of the parents and follow the rule of the code. And what I like in this show, it's just it coming from the origin, at the same time you're doing what happened right now. From 1929, when the story comes, Josh Duhamel and his family, and the collapse of the economics in the United States, and the stock market, how they recently broke up, and how he became a superhero. So you know from the 30s, and you're completely going flashbacks from the 30s to now, and fighting the villains, fighting the new superheroes, and some kids have power. Even so, they have a lot of flop in this show, because you see how this show you, and do the 8 episodes, most of it 45 minutes, except for the last episode was 35 minutes. I don't know why the last episode was shorter than any other episode. I didn't get it, but whatever. It works anyway. But they show you the struggle of the kids, of the new superheroes, and how they are just using the powers just to their own benefit. But at the same time, they never show how these kids, the other superheroes, have the powers. Only you know how this family, the original, and Josh Duhamel had these powers. Because you know through the backups of the 1920s and 1930s, how the expedition take it to that place, so where they all become superheroes. And why they become superheroes. Why they become chosen of the superheroes. This is a show that I don't want to talk too much, because it's a lot of twists, and they will give you a lot of spoilers. I don't give you spoilers. But this is a show that a lot of people have mixed feelings. A lot of people like it, a lot of people hate it. And the Rotten Tomatoes, 38%. You know, Rotten Tomatoes, I never care, because they are so out of the touch, and sometimes with the audience, and just they care for the specific formula, superheroes, specific formula. Yes, this is not The Boys. This is not The Umbrella Academy. This is not The Falcon and this Winter Soldier. No, it's not. This is not that kind of superhero show. But it still have a great beginning to give you a second season. To give you, in the way they ended, it says you want to know what's going to happen now. But I like it in the way how they come up with the era of now and go back to the era of the 20s and the 30s, how they become the superhero, how they become the power, the expedition, and how all become to what it is now. Why become the code and why they so struggle with the codes of the kids. But it still has some flops. It's not a show that can say, oh, from 1 to 10 it's a 10. I would say it's an 8 maybe. Yeah, maybe. And one of the reasons, one of the kids, his daughter, actually didn't give a crap about his story, that she's a drug addict and she's just a weird kid. I mean, really, I just never care what happened to her. I didn't care. That's the only part. Oh, I like the son, I like everybody else. I just didn't like her. That's a flop on the character in this family. But overall, it's a show that has potentials. It's a show that is look good. I like it in the way you like. A lot of people criticize in the way the cast don't look. If you see the comics, they try to just place right on it how the comics looks. So you never can be happy with anybody. If somebody say, oh, it doesn't look like a comic, or it looks too good or too much of the comics. That's the way the comic looks. Maybe it don't look great on TV, but to me, it doesn't matter. It went by the roots of the comics, and I like it. Josh Duhamel is the guy in the show. I think I always believe that he's a good actor. I always been underestimated. He never was have the right part, and I think this is finally a part for him. He showed his chops as an actor here. He's great in this show, and I said watch and must watch or don't watch. To me, it's a watch. It's a must watch. No. But you know what? If you have nothing to watch, I think it's a watch. It's a show that you will be interested in. You would like to see the second season. There sometimes it's very slow. I like in the way they ended. I like in the way they start. A lot of people had a problem with the first episode. I thought the first episode was good. The first fight in the first 10 minutes was awesome. And the way they start building the character. My best part to me is going back to the 1929 and the 30s when they just go to that era. It looks beautiful. And it's interesting because you see the origin of the show. So technically you see two parts. What is now and the origins. To me, it's a watch show. Yes, it's not a great Marvel movie. It's not a great Marvel show. It's not a DC. Well, there are no DC shows. They're great. Let's just be honest. But it's not like The Boys, Umbrella Academy, or other shows. But it's worth it to watch it, and I wonder if you're going to like it or not. So it's a watch. And if you agree with me, give me a like. If you don't, let me know what happened, why you didn't like it. You know, this is not a show for everybody. Give me down. And until the next time, like I always say, support your movie theaters, support your TV shows, support your video games, support your books, and support me. Hit my face with Yoda and subscribe. My reviews over here. Until the next time, thank you. Stay safe. Ciao.